Hello everyone, welcome to my very first video ever. So I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a while, and pretty much every YouTube video ever says to just start and learn from there. So we are just starting in the mess, and one of my kids left my tripod at their friend's house, so you are on top of a folding TV table and a 5-gallon bucket. And of course, they all say that the hardest thing to do is recording outside, and especially with just a phone microphone. So here we are. Trial by fire, we will see what happens. This is Jenny. She would like to leave. She is an indoor cat, but she just comes out to eat grass and hunt mice and roll around in the dirt. So, speaking of which, don't mind all the dirt in the back. We are currently landscaping, so it's a mess everywhere. So today, I'm getting ready to bring all of my succulents and cacti back inside. I do live in Alberta, Canada, so we have a very short growing season. It's zone 4A, I believe now. It used to be 3B, but they've upgraded us. So this deck is very hot for the short growing season that we have. Because of where I live in Canada, we get very long daylight hours in the summer and very short daylight hours in the winter. So I think the longest day here is about 16 hours of daylight. So, and this is a full southern exposure, so it is full sun and there's no protection, so it is full wind, and so I don't put any tropicals outside. I just put the hardier succulents and cacti. So I thought that before I bring them inside, I should kind of review how they did out here this summer, because it's the first time for many of them. And maybe it'll help you know which plants can take full sun. Today it's about 30 degrees Celsius, which I believe is about 85 Fahrenheit. And we've had a lot of these warm days. That's pretty much as hot as we get here. But the nights are starting to dip below 10 degrees Celsius, which is about 50 Fahrenheit. So it's about time to bring them inside. This next week, it is going to drop quite a bit, and I think it's going to go down even as low as 5 Celsius, which is 40 Fahrenheit, and we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to start off with this crown of thorns. So this was my signal that it is time to get my poop in a group and bring my plants inside, because just in the last few days, it's getting kind of autumny and it's turning kind of orangey, and these leaves seem to be holding on, but I don't think for much longer. So, crown of thorns, it did fantastic in full sun up until a few days ago when I brought it inside. So it does get sun stressed. The leaves turn red. Not quite this red, but it has done well. And the flowers were there before I put it outside, and they didn't skip a beat. They loved it. So will I put this outside next year? Yes, absolutely. So as I'm doing this, I'm just laying them aside. I'm going to completely inspect them for pests. If there's pests, I will treat accordingly. If there's no pests, I'm gonna just hose them all down, because they are full of spider webs and various seed pods and whatever else blew into them, and then bring them inside and try and find room for them in my south-facing windows inside. All right, next up is this big boy. Oh, he's heavy. This is a blue candle cactus. There's another name for it. I will put the name on the bottom. It was sold to me as a blue candle cactus. So it has tons of stuff stuck in it. It needs to be showered down. But it did fantastic. Full sun. Loves it. Will I put it outside next year? Yes, I will. Oh, and there's Johnny. Say hi, guys. There's a lot of pets and animals around here, so I hope you like seeing them. All right, moving that to the side. Very heavy. And ZZ plant. So I have some little raven ZZs down in here. If you can see the black. And most of it is just the regular green ZZ. And everybody thinks that this is a low light plant. This has been in full sun all summer. Got a tiny bit of damage on some of the leaves. But for the most part, it has thrived and it has grown quite a bit. It's got a brand new leaf coming in right there. Will I put it outside next summer? Yes, it's doing great. Now this one, I'm not so sure about. This is a Euphorbia, variegated. Still alive. It has some damage. And I thought at first that this was cold damage, but I'm thinking it is just sunburn. It is firm. It's not mushy at all. So I'm hoping it'll just come back from that. This side looks great. So hopefully over the winter it will recover, and of course if this is sunburn it's not gonna go away. It'll just be there, and that's that. So will I put it outside next summer? Yes, but I will make sure to acclimate it to the sun better, or try and find a shady spot, which doesn't really exist on this deck. Next up, let's start at the top. I have two ponytail palms, not really palm trees. So when I put these outside, they were full of mealybugs, completely full in every crack and crevice, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I put them straight out into the full sun, and I was like, I'll roast the mealybugs. If the leaves die off, that's fine. And they did. The leaves all kind of crisped up and died off. But they came back full and nice. They're good and healthy, nice and firm. And the mealybugs are gone. So will I put them outside next year? Yes, absolutely. I might acclimate them a little bit slower to the sunshine so I don't lose all of the initial leaves, but they did great. Okay, we'll do these two first. Split rock plant. Very weird. My kids call it a alien potato or a poop, you know. And then we have the baby toes. Also very weird, but very cool. They've both sun-stressed beautifully. So they've got more of that kind of purple tinge to it. They've both grown beautifully. They both love the full sun. No problems at all. Will I put them outside next year? Yes, for sure. Next up is this Calico kitten. It is so cute. It's just as cute as its name. So there is some dry bits up in the top from sun damage. It was, oh dear. My phone fell, so that's fun because, you know, tripod issues. So eventually I will spend some money on this once I prove to myself that I will actually post these videos. So tripod's first on the list, and next would be a microphone. So there you go. Welcome to the mess. All right, Calico Kitten. Very sun-stressed. It was completely green before I put it outside. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Little bit crispy from the sun. That's okay. It'll come back in the winter. And will I put it outside again next summer? Yes, I will. I promise there are some that I won't put outside next summer. We'll get there. In fact, why don't we skip to those ones? There are some here that did not do so well. So, everybody loves a Rhipsalis, right? Let's start with these two. So these are the kind of thicker leaved, weirder Rhipsalis. I don't know the name. I will put it on the screen. This one did all right, actually. I was thinking it got more sunburned, but it seems okay. I would probably put it in a more shadier spot. This one is much more of a paddle leaf. So you can see damage there. Oh, lots of damage there. I don't know if you can see in the light. Whoa, it's falling out of the pot. Crispy. Crispy, crispy. Will I put this one outside next summer? No. I think with the wider leaves, it just catches too much sun and it burns badly. And okay, so this is another Rhipsalis. This is the red Rhipsalis, which I believe is a Pseudorhipsalis. So basically it's faking it. Very cute. Nice red sun stressing. A little bit sun damaged. I might put it outside next summer, but keep it in more shade. I might just keep it inside. I'm back. When my kids was coming out, so I had to pause it, and I asked them to get me a pillow because kneeling on a wooden deck is not comfortable. So, okay, Rhipsalis. Okay, I have a couple more here. So both of these will be sold probably as Mistletoe Cactus. This one is a little bit firmer and thicker. Cannot wait for these to start trailing down. Very close now. This one is floppier, smaller segments, thinner. They both sun stressed beautifully. That is perlite, not a mealybug, yay. These did fantastic. So I think with the Rhipsalis, the thinner leaves or segments or whatever they are, the better for the sun. The thicker, wider petals, not so much, they get burned. So these ones definitely, yes, will go outside next summer. Okay, back up top. Regular old Aloe Vera. Did great. It was obviously very green when I put it out here. Now it is very maroonish, purplish. So, sun stresses nicely. I had this one in complete full sun. It's a little crispy in spots, but it's an aloe. It'll come back. It grew like crazy. Like it maybe had one tiny little pup in here, plus a larger plant. And now it's 4 plants and they're all getting big. So will I put it outside next year? Yes, for sure. All right, most of you recognize this one, at least when it flowers. This is a flaming Katy. I believe I have one with pink flowers and one with yellow flowers in here. It was also one of those mealy bug plants. And I was like, well, live or die. The mealy bugs will be burned by the sun. And that's what happened. But this plant absolutely loved the sun. Grew quite a bit because I had trimmed it right back down. And a little bit of sun stressing on the edges of these leaves, which is very cute. Did very well. So will I put it outside next summer? Yes. Yep. For sure. Cactus. You know cactus loves sun. This is a Echinopsis something. I don't know. It got this pink on the top, which is so adorable. Probably doesn't need this stick anymore. Just put that in there when I potted it up so it would kind of stand up straight. Little white dots are perlite. Did great, loves the sun. Will I put it out next year? Yes. Okay, this little watermelon dischidia. So this one was trailing more, but it got blown over by the wind a few times. So I did take it inside at one point and I repotted it, and I just kind of wound it around in there so it would root more and just kind of sprout more sprigs. It seems to have grown more out in the sun than it would have inside, but it's a slow grower. So they are related to Hoya, so they grow slowly. The leaves did get this nice pink coloring. I don't know if you can see that because I can barely see the screen in the sun, but super cute. Will I put it outside next year? Yes, with a little bit more TLC. So it needs a heavier pot so it doesn't blow over, and maybe in the shade a little bit more. I'm back. Okay, so it's very, very hot. I was trying to be classy and like wear this, but it's too hot. So here we are. Next, this one. Hey, it was sold to me as a Jade runner. It is some kind of sedum. I think I found the species, so I'll put it on the screen. It's adorable. It's kind of meant to be ground cover outside, so it does really well outside. Loves the sun. Will I put it outside again next summer? Yes, for sure. And I hope it survives the winter because it's really cute. Trailing. Oh boy, okay. This one's not so good. Hoya Hindu rope. Everybody knows it. It's cute. It's sunburned. It was full of mealy bugs in the spring, and I did not want to deal with all those cracks and crevices, so I said, well, good luck, Godspeed. Mealy bugs seem to be gone, I think. So success there. It's quite crispy, but I think it'll come back. It'll still keep growing. Oh, nope, there's a live mealy bug, so that's fun. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. Put some systemic in it and isolate it and spray it down with alcohol in every little bit and cross your fingers. Or I might just throw it out and buy a new one at some point. So that's fun. Okay, this one. Cute little mixed planter I made. It's got a little Hoya heart in the back. Obviously it won't do anything, but it's cute. This one here is a string of buttons, or buttons on a string or something. Super cute and tiny. There's a little spider. That's okay. Love it. Did great. Loves the sun. And the snake plant, I believe it's a fernwood. It was way smaller before I put it out. This pot has really filled out. Another plant that people say Our low light plants are snake plants, and they love the full sun. Had tiny little crispy tips, but that might have happened anyway. Fully recommend putting snake plants outside in the full sun. Of course, acclimate them a little bit, but I didn't really, and it did fine. So I'll likely separate these at some point, but I'll let it live out the winter like that and split them up in the spring so they can get even bigger. Will I put it out next summer? Yes. Both of them, all of them, even the heart. Did great. All right, little one. Peperomia can be tricky. So what I found with Peperomia, inside or outside, is they like to have a very quick wet dry cycle. So they like to dry out super quick, and then they like to be watered right away. So lots of watering, but mine do best in terracotta, so they dry out quickly. This one in particular, Ruby something, I'll put it on the screen. It's more succulent-like, so I wouldn't put every Peperomia outside. This one really loves full sun, and it got really nice and pink or ruby or whatever. And will I put it outside next summer? Yes, I will. Treat it pretty much like a succulent. This one's fun. This I had gotten totally annoyed with. String of hearts, obviously. And I had cut it way down. I attempted to propagate the cuttings, and I stuffed them too tightly in together in the water jar, and they all rotted. So I was glad that I kept the base. It was cut way down to the base in the spring. It spent 2 months outside, and this is what happened. It exploded. Loved it. So I should have mentioned also that it's dry here. We don't get a lot of humidity. You would think that humidity would make a plant like this explode, but we're around about 40% usually outside in the summer, and this just exploded. Loves it. So will I put it outside next summer? Absolutely. That was just the magic ticket for this one. Another Peperomia. This one I believe is known as the Peperomia Jellie, or possibly Ginny. It used to look a lot better than this. It's not so great. It did not enjoy the sun at all. It's very bleached. It has some sunburn. It did have a lot of mealy bugs, and I kept fighting them and they wouldn't go away. And now they're dead. So there's one win. Maybe once it goes back inside, it'll darken up and get its pink back. Maybe not. Will I put it outside next summer? Probably not. This is an indoor plant. At least not a full sun plant. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, big mixed planter that I made. We'll start over here. This is a Vicks plant. Coleus something or other. Smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. Treat it like a succulent. Loves the sun. It was cut way back in the spring. I think there's a mealy bug on there, so great. So putting them outside is not a cure for mealy bugs, but sometimes it works. This one, the problem with it is every time I smell it or move it or breathe around it, it bothers my asthma. So I'm going to be pulling that out of the pot and not keeping it anymore. Let's see. What is that called? Oh, I remembered the name. Silver Squill. So this is kind of really hard to see. They have like these little oniony base things. which I think are really cool. I think it's also called a leopard orchid. It's not an orchid, but it has like these leopard spots on it. Nice purple backs to the leaves. It is starting to flower right here. It does flower inside for me too. Just tiny little white flowers, maybe pink. I don't remember. It did all right. It's a little beat up. I'll probably put it back out next summer. Then I have a variegated bear's paw in here. Very cute, very fuzzy. Did fine. Seems to have some new growth, no sunburn, so yep, it'll go back outside. This I believe is some sort of gasteria. It put out a couple new pups. It's got some sunburn on the original leaves, but it's grown quite a bit. Looks good. I will put it outside next summer. In the middle here, we have a little tiger aloe. Did fantastic. It started out itty bitty tiny and it grew quite a bit. No sunburn, did great. Love it. We'll put it outside next summer. And then over here, I cannot remember the name, so I will put it on the screen. It's one of those little window guys. Very much thick succulent leaves. Loved it. No burning. Did great. I will definitely put it outside next summer. All right, we're almost there. 4 more. Here we go. Classic jade plant. Absolutely exploded. I had cut it way down. It had a lot of damage from treating it for mealybugs and thrips. But it is way made up for that outside. I love the pink edges from the sun stressing. Did fantastic. Even the little baby in there. Can you see him? With the pink on him. So cute. Absolutely will go outside next summer. I think this, putting it out in the sun really saved it. Mixed bag here. This is a rubber plant. So I believe this is the burgundy. Then we have the ruby. Really ruby-like out in the sun. Also very crispy and dry and curled up. And down in here was a Variegated, which is very dead. Definitely, absolutely, completely dead. And my little sleeping dragon. It's so cute. This one, will I put it out next summer? No. It has suffered a lot. It is very burned and blistery. And I know that rubber plants can do well in full sun, so maybe eventually if I had enough time to acclimate it. But like I said, our growing season is so short that it's just not worth it. This one will stay inside. Oh no. Okay, disaster. Madagascar jewel completely has fallen out of its pot and been blown over and beat around. I've probably repotted this thing 20 times over the summer. I tried putting pon over it. I tried everything. Because the leaves are so big and it's so windy, it just blows right over. However, I think it's still alive. The base feels good. The leaves, there's a couple salvageable leaves. Most of them are gonna crisp off, probably. Will I put this outside next summer? Absolutely not. It will stay in my sunny window because this is a disaster. Hopefully it will stay in my sunny window and it won't completely die. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay, last one. This is a variegated wax ivy. It is overwhelming. It was very overwhelming before I put it out, and now it's grown even more, and it's got crispy leaves. So I've got it on like a heart trellis, and it's completely taken over it, and very top heavy, wants to fall over. Extra bits are growing. I might just completely cut this one up and start over because it's making my head explode. So I'll show you the other side too, pretty much the same. Will this go outside next summer? No, it will not, and hopefully I can get it looking prettier inside. So that is all from me and Jenny. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, peace, love, and plants.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.